Team information all fixed up, shall we? Kind. And coffee talk. From the VW bus. There we go. After I do the title, it always gives you some sort of a description, so I just make it live. Just say live. So there we go. Let's get a little bit of power. To the broadcast. There we go. It says we're public and we're definitely live. So you know what that means, right? Let's get a little coffee and listen to some Natalie, shall we?
Coffee time, my dreamy friend, it's coffee time. Let's listen to some jazz and rhyme and have a cup of coffee. Let me show a little coffee house I know, where all the new bohemians go to have a cup of coffee. Greeting time, the music box is beating time. It's good old-fashioned meeting time. So grab a chair and dig me there, 'cause that's just the place that I'm at. Coffee time, my dreamy friend, it's coffee time. Let's sing this silly little rhyme and have a cup of coffee. So save me a chair, I'll see you there, 'cause that's just the place that I'm at. Coffee time, my dreamy friend, it's coffee time. Let's sing this silly little rhyme and have a cup of coffee. We'll have a cup of coffee, just a little bit of Java. Yeah, we'll have a cup of Joe, don't you know? 'Cause it's coffee time.
It's coffee time, yeah. A super duper happy. It's a Saturday, the 12th of October, 2019. Hope all is well, smelling totally hip, and groovy in your neck of the woods. Just getting up, just waking up, getting around, literally waking up, getting around. So I slept into basically 7:20 this morning, and I was like, well, time to get up, get the coffee going, drink some coffee. Of course, I will have, coffee talk Monday through Friday, 6:30 in the a.m. That's here in the Central Time Zone, or the Midwest. In the Midwest, That'd be 4:30 in the West Coast and 7:30 on the East Coast, and everything else in between. Of course, this is Saturday, so I just play Coffee Talk by ear, just basically when I get up, man. So, yeah, it got cool last night. It got really cool last night. It dropped down to almost 34 degrees in my neck of the woods. 34 degrees. But I stayed cozy. I stayed cozy with my little air conditioner, my little heater. Excuse me. But I stayed super duper cozy. So I'll definitely be having some coffee pretty much every day. Pretty much every day. Sorry about that. I had to mute the stream. That's because I had to blow my nose. Blow my nose. I'm a little stuffy waking up this morning. A little stuffy. But no big plans for the weekend. At least this weekend. Next weekend I'll more likely go to my mother's. Go to my mom's place. Hang out with her for the weekend. I haven't seen her in a few weeks. All that groovy jazz. Definitely October. Fall time is here. The colors of fall ain't so much here quite yet in my neck of the woods, but weather, temperatures, I guess you could say the temperatures are definitely here, which I love. I love fall time. It's just a unique time of the year. It really is. Sorry, folks. I was laughing. I looked over and I see my actual vlogging device. It's not my phone. It's this thingy. Ain't my vlogging device. But I look over and I see the light blinking on it. And I was like, "What's going on? Why the light blinking?" And because I thought I turned off the Wi-Fi, but it's still on. It's still on. It was definitely a quiet night last night. Quiet. You know what I'm going to do? I wonder, because we're just hanging out here on the old YouTube right now. And I'm yip-yapping, just yip-yapping. So, I belong to a nice vlogging community called the Vlogging Crew on the old Facebook. On the old Facey-bookie. Here we go. Here we go. So we can post our latest videos and all that groovy jazz. So I'm just going to let these fine folks. Good morning, my wonderful vlogging family. doing a little live stream from my old VW bus this morning. Come join me for some coffee. All right. So that's what I'm gonna post in the old vlogging community. You know, just a little bit of that, and then I'll put a link to the live stream, which will eventually turn into an uploaded video, because as I am streaming, the way I take it, the way I'm streaming, this is also uploading to YouTube. But for some reason when I go live, nobody's getting the notifications until after the fact, which after the fact is usually when the video is uploaded. So yeah, man. Ooh, coffee. I need my coffee. Coffee. As you see, I got me a little bit of Halloween decor yesterday. I don't have much room in the VW bus for decorations for the seasons, you know, but I got a little something just to kind of celebrate Halloween. Of course, I got a little Christmas tree that I will put up for Christmas. It's about the same size as Buddha, so no big wolf, man. Ah, good coffee. I got a little candle going right now. This is actually a special candle. My candles I've been having in the bus ran out. I was gonna buy some candles yesterday, but I literally forgot to buy a few candles. So I'm lighting the Ranger Dog candle. This is the Ranger Dog candle. That candle was lit the night he passed away, the morning he passed away. So, yeah. Yeah. So, anywho, I had a candle. I lit that this morning. And, of course, I will be lighting that candle once again on the 16th of this month. Just to think about Mr. Boo Boos, Mr. Ranger Dog. The 16th of this month will be the 1 year since he passed on. From our reality to the next reality. And it's been a very difficult year without Ranger Dog. It's been a very lonely, quiet time in the bus. You know, when Ranger was hanging out, at least I can turn to Ranger and give him a hug, or be like, man, today sucked, even though he's not quite understanding how I'm feeling or saying. But he got the legit of how I was. So, but I'm not going to talk about that no more for today. It is Saturday. Yesterday, after I got done doing coffee talk, I got a wild hair and I decided just to walk to work. I was going to drive the truck, but I decided, heck it. I walked to work. It was a nice morning to walk to work. It was cool. And then when I got off work, it was a nice walk back to the VW bus. Oh, the coffee. The coffee is so good this morning. A lot of people ask me if I sleep good, if I stay warm, or if I stay cold in the summertime. I'm completely comfortable in this old VW bus. Perfectly comfortable. I have a little heater. Right now, my little heater I'm borrowing from the fine folks that let me get to stay on the property. I'm borrowing their heater because all my winter gear is still in storage. So that means when I go see my mother in northern Oklahoma, I got to get all my stuff out of storage. My winter gear. I'll take my air conditioner system, put all that up, and grab my heater, and my long sleeves. Believe it or not, I got one long sleeve sweater. It's a pullover sweater, and that's it. That's what I've been wearing. So you know what sounds good? Just a little bit of ambiance music. A little bit of ambiance music, you know, always sounds good. So I'm definitely play a little bit of ambiance music this morning. Just a little bit of background chill music, you know, just a little bit of background. I like all kinds of music. It's funny, the people at work probably think I'm kind of strange, because some days I'll be listening to like Frank Sinatra, the next day would be like Bob Marley, or Frank Sinatra and then an hour later Bob Marley, or Frank Sinatra and an hour later dubstep music or something, you know. Or some 40s big band swing music, you know, and then an hour later some Willie Nelson, or just something, you know. My music that I listen to is a big range. Big diverse of music. I like all kinds of music, you know. I get a little bit more coffee here. People are waking up on this Saturday morning, be like, it's early. Man, I have no big plans today. Today or tomorrow, the only plans I need to do this weekend is today or tomorrow. I need to get out to my friend Kevin's. Kevin is a nice gentleman. Him and his family let me stay out in the country on their property. That's where I've been staying through the summertime. But I need to get out there and do some mowing and some weed eating of some of the property. It's just some stuff I do in returns of letting me stay there. And I texted them yesterday just to let them know, hey, I can come out and do some stuff if you need me to do, because, you know, I still owe you work around there because, you know, I stay there. So I told them I'd come out Saturday or Sunday. He said either or. So that's the only thing I need to do this weekend. That's it, man. But of course, I'm staying here in the big town of Oklahoma City right now. Big town of Oklahoma City on another friend's property. So, it's a cool morning. Let's check out what's going on. As you can see, the sun is towards my back, towards the east, and it's starting to rise up. Even though I'm living in town in the big city of Oklahoma City, I'm still enough of the skirts of it, because towards that direction is the aeroport. Say hello to the Ford, the old Ford truck this morning. The Ford truck says good morning. But yeah, that way is the aeroport. Airport. And yeah, man. So I got a little countryside still enough out here. It's quiet enough at night. That's what I like about it. Quiet enough at night. Yeah, the sun's getting ready to come up. So yes, I don't know why YouTube don't give you the notifications during my live feed. Sorry, I'm putting you back on the power here. I got to get the power to the YouTube. But I don't know why they're not giving the folks notifications when I go live. I'm sure it has something to do with Streamlabs. Stony! Good morning, Stony. Hope all is well. So totally hip and groovy. Totally hip and groovy with you this morning. I got my vapor. I'm doing some vaping this morning. Wakey vapey. That's what it is. Wakey vapey. As you could tell, a super duper sativa. And my sativa for this morning. My super duper sativa for this morning is right here. Sour Tangy, man. Right there. It's 1:55 in the afternoon over there in the UK. Chris Stoney, good afternoon. It's 7:55 in the AM in my neck of the woods. So good afternoon, my friend. Thank you so much, Chris Stoney, for joining me live this morning here in the old VW bus. And happy Saturday. Always Volkswagen grease, man. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah, gotta have that grease, the grease. I always say Volkswagen grease, the grease can be anything. The grease represents the fun, the goodness, the happiness, the love, the grooviness of life, man. The stuff that makes life worth living, man. Grease, like the movie Grease. Grease is the word. It's definitely the word, man. I just like that concept, grease. Volkswagen grease. That was actually coined by a good friend of mine who also owns a Volkswagen, is a musician, and has traveled all over this great country of mine and documented his travels. And that's my friend Matt Polka. You guys can use your Columbo-like skills and go check out his YouTube channel and his stuff. A few years back when I first met him, he was the one who coined Volkswagen grease. Heading to a Flying J. Heading to a truck stop. I'm on a friend's property. I've been staying on a friend's property for a week now. Today, I'm glad you said something. Today officially marks my 1 week since I have made a new move to a new location where I'm temporary staying, but it can always turn out to something more, a little long term, But it is temporary, but it is a cool place. Unfortunately, I can't really divulge the property I'm staying on because it is a local business until I get the okay from him that says I can say where I'm staying. I can just say, hey man, I'm staying in a really cool piece of property. Really cool piece of property. Oh yeah, low down you got a T4, huh? Heck yeah. Is that what you're driving in, Chris? You serious? Leaving the mortgage marriage and leaving the mortgage marriage. Well, that's all your dealio with the marriage, man. I highly not suggest leaving the marriage. I myself have gone through a nasty left a marriage and stuff that was not my choice. So I highly not recommend that stuff. But it's, if people can't be with people, you got to do what you got to do. But I highly recommend, just, selling your home, selling your vehicles, buying a VW bus and just, living wherever, if you want to just travel, it's easy, you can do truck stops, you can do, state parks, you can do, Walmarts, and kind of live off the grid. You know, there's other ways, or you can, you know, meet people and live on their properties and work around their properties in exchange for living, you know. There's all kinds of things, man. Oh, far out, Chris. You drive a Golf? I wanted a Golf. Let me tell you about my VW Golf story. Way back in 2012, when I purchased a brand new 2012 Volkswagen Sportswagen Jetta. Sounds like the Griswold thing. Sportswagen. I got myself a Sportswagen TDI Jetta. Really cool Jetta. I mean, great on diesel. I mean, I'd get like 50 some odd miles to the gallon. But I wanted a Golf. I wanted a Golf, and my ex-wife thought it was too small. I'm like, what? She goes, you might as well go get another VW Bug, because I had a 2000 VW Bug, but I like them Golfs, man. But I highly recommend people. You know, you don't have to buy a bus. You could buy a van. You could buy a motorhome. You know, I just so happen to live in a VW bus. You know, I purchased my VW bus way back in the year 2000, and you know, when I purchased this bus, yes, I paid money for this bus and whatnot. You know, I got a title, you know, for this bus. But the way I look at it, like, this bus found me. This bus claimed me. You know, I'm its caretaker till I go, and then from then I hope to see my nieces or my nephews take care of it, because the chances of me ended up, you know, because I'm 43, having, you know, kids is starting to dwindle. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm totally far out, man. Like if I was to get married, I'm a baby making mofo. But you know, I'm 43 years old. You know, I've had a lot of freedom in my life. I've done a lot of things. I'm kind of adjusted to that freedom of doing what I want to do and go where I want to go and be who I want to be. So, yeah. But I like to see my bus either go to my nieces and nephews and they take care of it, or it's going to go to a museum. It will eventually end up in a museum. I know that. I don't know why I could tell you that, but I just know that. Eventually it's going to end up in a museum, and it still blows my mind to think of anything like that, because just to sit here and think that I live in this little space, this itty-bitty space, and eventually, you know, people are going to be poking their heads in and around here, sitting in here, talking about Volkswagens and the person who lived in this Volkswagens and the whole stinking, goofy, silly, wonderful love of the van life community, and how that started a whole thing, and how that, you know, helped with a whole rebuilding of something. You know, that's what makes me excited about this bus, because the whole van life community, you know, the whole nomadic van life community is a big deal. It's going to be a big deal in the future. It really is, you know, because so many people are like figuring out that today's society, with the systems, the antiquated systems as it's going, it's not working. It's falling apart. And people are losing whatevers for whatever reason. And they can't have the full American dream that our grandparents or great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents brought forth in this country of ours. You know, this country was brought up and founded on the simple fact of freedom. Freedom to move about this country, freedom of hunting, you know, freedom of providing for yourself. And with the poisonous of corporations through history, you know, steels, logging, trains, you know, gas, oil, whatevers, you know, as the progress of time happened, it's completely ruined the foundation of us, of America. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, you know, what the fuck ever. This is a fucking America, man. And when when people lose their values of the freedom of choice and being free of who we are over the poisonous of politics and business, you know, especially how business poisons politics, then shit's gonna hit the fan. And I don't like to talk like this because, you know, I'm very deep about it. I keep my channel a certain way and certain things, so I'm gonna kind of divulge off the politics talk and all that stuff because it's very deep with me. But what affects me the most and understanding the most is my lifestyle, this VW bus. Because, like I said, someday it's going to be sitting in a freaking museum, man. And I like the thought of that. I just wish I knew how it's going to look then, because obviously my interior is going to have to be redone. Yes, it looks so cool in here, everybody. Like, sorry, I don't have the best camera, but my interior. I mean, it's a unique interior for a Volkswagen. I mean, it's the same interior, but I just so happen to cover it with sheets and tie-dyes and stuff like that. It's gonna have to be redone eventually, like everything else, like a home, you know. Eventually, any home's gonna have to be remodeled. Same thing with this VW bus, man. You know, if you live in something, you know, you gotta redo it. And this bus, I'm pretty sure I'm the first owner to live in this VW bus. You know, I'm pretty darn sure no other owner of this bus has lived in it. You gotta dig the jazz, man. I'm gonna throw a little thingio out, you know, a little thingio out here. I've recently purchased, my first one was this. This was for my disc golf bag. This is what's bringing you guys to Fine Tunes this morning. This is called a Soundcore. Soundcore, just a little speaker, a Bluetooth speaker. And I recently purchased this. I was like, man, this is nice. And I would listen to this in the bus and playing disc golf because it fits in my drink holder, my cup holder, and my disc golf bag perfectly. So for you disc golfers who want some groovy tunes to fit in your cup holders or fit in your bag, I highly suggest a Soundcore. I really do, man. But what's also cool about these are waterproof. So you can take it and, you know, bring it in the shower and sit in the shower, and you got some jams in the shower and whatnot. So I purchased that one, and then I liked it so much I was like, you know, I just want it for my disc golf bag. You know, I want one for the bus, and I want a speaker for the bus, and I want a speaker for the disc golf bag. So I got this one for my disc golf bag, and I bought this one, this bigger one, this really nicer one for the bus. And it's really cool. It lights up, you know, on the bottom in sync to your music. It sounds really good. Once again, it's Soundcore. So I recently, those are some recently newer purchases I made for the bus. Just, I like groovy tunes, you know, and it just sounds good. So if you guys are looking for some groovy tunes, man, like in a small space, but still, even in a big space, it sounds, these, I don't know, it's a lot cheaper than Bose, I tell you that, but they got really good sound. Almost as good quality sound, I want to say, as Bose. Yes. And this one, I'll have this in my pocket at work. And I'll get in trouble every once in a while. Not in trouble, people turn it down, because it's loud, it'll get loud, and especially if you got something with bass in it. This has some bass. Believe it or not, these things got bass. So Soundcore, man. That's what y'all should check out. Soundcore. Soundcore. That's cool, huh? But they're nice. Let me get some more coffee here. Just a little bit more coffee. So obviously Saturday morning coffee talks are a little different. Kind coffee talk from the VW bus on Saturday. It's just a little different. I'll just sit here and yip yap, you know. I might go for 30 minutes. I might go for an hour. I might go for 2. I don't know. I mean, I play it by ear on Saturdays. Because I don't have to drive into town. Like, when I'm out in the country, by bus, my VW bus, it's a good 30, 45 minute drive into town. It is. You know, 20, 25 minute with the truck. But still, it's a drive into town, so it's a little different living when you have to drive into. That's not. It's crazy. It's not town. It's in the city. I got to drive to the city, but now I'm in the city. So I certainly hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday. Seems like people would just be waking up. We were hanging out with Chris Stoney. Oh, Chris Stoney over there in the UK, United Kingdom. You know, I look forward to a visit to the merry old English countryside. I really would. I like to visit Europe. I really would. In the old VW bus. Just travel around. I understand it's more easy to be nomadic in Europe. You know, there's less laws, I guess, for people who are nomadic in their vehicles. You know, van life, I guess, is more easier in Europe. Which is cool. Like, if there was parks I could park in at night here in Oklahoma City, and you don't get charged, but you're allowed to stay there at night and then leave in the mornings, you know, it's not, you know, that would be cool. That would be so cool, you know, like, obviously here in Oklahoma, we have seasons, and it gets really cold, and there's some people, when people find out I live in a VW bus in Oklahoma, they're like, what? And a lot of van life people, a lot of people who live in their vans are nomadic. They head like south, you know, they head to warmer climate in the wintertime. I live in a van, in a VW bus. I live in a van, and I work a legit job, 9-to-5 job. So it's different. I'm sure there's bunches of people that live in their vans and they go to work every day. I just don't see too much of that in social media. I really don't. I honestly don't. What I see about van life in social media is like the quasi hippie pipe dream life, van life. They're, you know, it's always like somewhere pretty, and you know, they never divulge, you know, really how financially they got there or what. And And that's all, swell, well, and groovy. That's their business, And a lot of it is younger folks, and folks have sold their, like I say, sell your home, sell your businesses. Just hit the road, live in a van. And that's what it is. And that's the ultimate. That's like the Terrapin Station of van life, man. That's where you want to get to, man. It's just to be able to cruise around and just, live off of whatever, chunk of change you got. Some people do internet sales or whatever. But then some other people, I'm not too sure. It's just a little different. That's why it's like what I watch on for the people who live in vans and the people who live in VWs. It's like they only, portray a certain side of the life, the prettiness of the life. And it's all swell, well, and groovy. But you got to think there is, the downsides of living, in a van, minimalist, especially if you don't have an actual place to go every night. That's the biggest worry. You got to worry where you're going to go every night, where you're going to stay. Is your generator going to be too loud? Is somebody going to try to steal something off your vehicle? Me, I was lucky. That never happened. Yes, I was awoken to weirdness, like, that guy and that lady fighting outside my bus, and he was basically breaking her face on the side of my bus. I've had all kinds, and this is at, at a truck stop. I stayed at truck stops quite often because here they seemed like they weren't hassling, the folks like that who were living in their vehicles and stuff at all up until when I left the truck stop back in June, when they had the police come and chase everybody off, and the police officer kept trying to give me information to find work and housing, and not even listening to, like, hey man, I have a good job, I have health insurance. He's not even listening to me, man. It was just like, yeah, what? He thought I was on drugs or something. So, obviously I can't give him the big F you or the big bird in his face and be like, listening up, man, you're just an idiot who's been programmed. You can't do that, then I'll be thrown in jail. So I left the truck stops, and that was the last time I've ever stayed at the truck stop, was back in June. I went out and stayed, parked the bus out in the country, set it up for long-term staying, and that's what I did. Went out, set it up for long-term staying. And then I just moved the bus, literally moved the bus this past week. Hold on, we got people. Sorry, folks. Sorry, my friends. I just heard people pulling in, so I just making things all swell, well, and groovy. But yeah, there are downsizing. That's the alarm. So that means I'll be getting a call pretty soon. So I'm gonna let you guys go. You guys have a most excellent day. Peace, love, and V-dub grease. Well, maybe not. Cancel. We're back without going away. They got the alarm shut off. So that was people just coming in here. There's businesses here, so I just want to make things for swell, well, and groovy. But definitely, my friends, there are minimal downsizes to the van life or RV life, nomadic life. And the biggest one would be just where you're going to stay every night. That's it, I'm cool with having me a shower every few days. I'm cool with that. You know? I'm cool with having a toilet for a bucket. I'm cool with that. Not a lot of people are, man. You know, it's like, you gotta think, you know, cats go in litter boxes, right? You know, that stuff, you know, breaks down, you know, bacteria for a certain reason. It does the same thing for humans. So, you know, you all can put your imaginations together and put bucket and, you know, kitty litter together and everything, and how everything works. And that's how a system works when you're nomadic. I have seriously thought about building a complete holding tank system in this VW bus, which I could very easily. And that's something I might do when I have to redo the interior of my bus. Because like I said, just like your home, when you remodel your home, I'm gonna have to remodel my bus eventually. And maybe when I remodel my bus, I'll put in a gray water, which would be your shower water, a black water tank, which would be your toilet water tank, you know. Because I would build a shower in here. I'd build something where I can set up a quick shower. If I'm gonna build a system that's gonna hold black water, you know, wastewater, you dang straight I'm gonna put something in that's gonna hold shower water. And then I'll put the original water tank back in here. The original water tank went in behind this. This is called the kitchenette, what you guys are sitting on here, my whole kitchen table thing. It's called the kitchenette. There's actually a little skinny water tank that fits in there for having water, and I'll put that back in. And there's my fresh water tank. And I'll be fully set up as a legit 100% certified motorhome. Because see, even when I was, you know, traveling up and down in Southern California, there were places that wouldn't let me park there overnight, even if I paid, after I paid, because these were places that you put your money into the little slot. You don't pay nobody, you just go fill out where you're parked at, put the number down, put your $30 in. Well, this case, I paid for like 4 days, and like the second day, the park ranger came and was like, well, since you don't have full operational gray, black, and freshwater tanks in your motorhome, in your van, you can't stay here, but you can finish what you paid for, then you have to go. I was like, oh, of course, you guys want your money. But that works at some places. They just will straight up be like, nope, you can't stay here more than a few days or at all, because you don't have that system. Well, if I have that system, they can't argue with me if I go anywhere. Because when I do remodel my home, my VW bus, you know, it's just not going to be the interior. You know, a lot of people are like, ooh, I got to redo my interior in my home. See, I got to think about my mobility, my engine, my power. So either I'm going to upgrade my engine. Yeah, I'll definitely rebuild the engine, but I'll either upgrade the engine to a Subaru, which would be go from air cooled to water cooled, or I would just keep it the same and add like a big bus cam in it, which would just give me a little bit more pulling power. I can do, you know, 65 instead of 55. That's it. But it's not about how fast I get there in this bus. Trust me, when you're in these old VW buses, man, it's straight up its own time. It's weird. I don't know. It might work as something different than other people's buses. It straight up might. I've owned 2 buses. This one, my original, and then I owned a 73, which I sold way back in 2010. And just like this one, you know, when you're traveling in them, it's a whole nother time. When you're staying in them, sleeping in them, curtains are pulled. It's a whole nother time. I can't explain it. Maybe, like I said, maybe it's just my bus. Maybe I just got that magic bus, man. So Lasty cuppy called. Lasty cuppy called here. Maxwell. Thanks, man. You do what you do. Morning, Brian. Just want to say hello. So yeah, my life here in the bus is pretty cool. I like it. I need to shoot a little day in the life of what I do here. It might give a little bit more of an insight into my life. I don't know if I've ever actually done an in-depth vlog of my life through the day of waking up, you know. Maybe I have. But with it being more stationary, it's a little different. Of course, you know, everything's easy to make mobile. Like, I'll probably end up driving this to go wash it today. Like, yeah, so I think, you know, actually, I think that's what I'll do. Is I think I'll go wash the bus. Yeah. I'll go wash the bus, man. That's what I'll do today. So, you know, how I always like to say my goodbyes, man. Always like to say my goodbyes. So, I'm all about the Grateful Dead, as you fine folks might know, and I always like to say my goodbyes with a little bit of sage and spirit. I don't know, just something, you know, just something unique. It really is. It's a good positive note. It's a good positive note to send everybody out on. And here lately, I've been listening to some different live versions of Sage and Spirit. This one so happens to be the Great American Music Hall in San Francisco, August the 13th, 1975. A little Sage and Spirit. I certainly hope, and am certainly grateful for, not hope. Sorry, my friends. I am certainly grateful for each and every one of you guys for hanging out this morning. Oh, Stony, over there in the United Kingdom. Oh, Christopher. Oh, Twisty Stony. I'm just gonna call you Twisty. And your new nickname is Twistifer. I'm sure your real name is, Christopher anyway, but let's just call you Twist for short. Oh, Twist Stony over there in the UK hanging out, twisting one up, I'm sure. Thank you for hanging out this morning in the old VW bus. Enjoy your Saturday afternoon, early evening. And for your rest of you fine folks joining me through the day or this day, enjoy your Saturday. I certainly am. I'm going to get the bus around. Get it around. Go wash him. Go wash her up. Give her a washing. All that groovy jazz. Because she needs it. Just like, we all need a good washing, Just wash the days away for something new, right? That was a little bit of Sage and Spirit by the Grateful Dead. American Music Hall, August the 13th, 1975. Beautiful San Francisco, California. Thank you, my wonderful, beautiful friends. I will see you guys tomorrow morning for Coffee Talk. Probably around the 7:30ish a.m. mark, around there. That's about what time I was up and about today. So that'd be 7:30 in the Midwest. That would be good old 5:30 on the West Coast and 8:30 on the East Coast, and everything else in between. I gotta catch up on the times, make sure it's all groovy. It's hard to catch time when you're in the old VW bus. Thank you, my friends, for hanging out this morning. I love you guys, each and every one of you. As always, be kind to one another. Love one another. Be grateful for every single moment of the day. Because we don't know. Peace, love, and Volkswagen grease.